Hey, Cancer. Intuitive Soul Coach here with your June 2024 monthly reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Cancer, it does look like you have some choices to make this month. Before we roll into Cancer season, it looks like there's a second chance being offered to you. But I feel like the ball is in your court in a way. Now, you start off with the Moon card, and the Moon energy is all about illusion. It can be about releasing fears, or it can be about deep emotions as well. And I feel like you may have a little bit of uncertainty. 5 of Wands showing up in your reading here as well, but here's a new beginning being presented, and it may be up to you whether you want to take this chance, take a leap of faith. I'm getting Fool energy because it's going to lead to your 9 of Cups. Beautiful. There's a wish. So blow out those birthday candles, because 10 of Pentacles. This is completion. This is maybe marriage for some of you. Ace of Wands, passionate new beginning. Yeah, it does look like Gemini season may stir up some form of, communication or inspiration. Bottom of the deck, we also have strength energy here. So you've gone through a lot, I see, Cancer. And this could be alternatives, resources, balancing between worlds. It's almost as if you're not quite out of one situation before you are being prompted or guided to roll into another. I feel like you're wrapping up loose ends, but during the wrapping up loose ends is when something comes in here for you, and maybe even unexpectedly. There could have been some betrayal. I am getting 10 of Swords energy. Even though I don't see the 10 of Swords, I feel like that may have been the past where there was a difficult or painful ending. Some of you, it may have ended in divorce or a job loss, or there could have even been some form of death energy, death of an ego, death of an old life. Okay, the Strength card, you've overcome a lot. August could be significant. July could be a significant month for you as well. We have You Deserve Love. Now, bottom of the deck, so we have pay attention to red flags, and I feel like you are more aware now of red flags and green flags. And I feel like you're wanting to head towards more of those green flags, more of the go energy, but sometimes we do get tripped up on some of those red flags, whether the red flags are in business or they're in friendships or love or within our own belief systems, right? And I feel like you're paying more attention to them. You're aware, but you're also noticing that you're hitting every green light towards Cancer season and rolling into July. It just feels a lot more going with the flow versus resistance. Okay, yeah, we have the Sword showing up here as well. So Gemini season, that's Swords. I feel like there could be some major breakthroughs during Gemini season here, which goes until the 22nd or so of June before we roll into Cancer season. Now, starting off, you do have the Choice card. This is about making some decisions that have to do with your free will. And then I'm also getting your divine blueprint. It's almost as if you may have repeated a pattern here, Cancer. I'm getting repetitiveness. I feel like you've jumped out of that revolving door. So there may have been a pattern that you were guided to break here. And that may be why you're kind of jumping off that bandwagon in a way. And I don't see the Fool, but I do see the Ace of Wands. And this is a new beginning. This is chasing your dreams, your desires, your passion. It is creativity and inspiration. You can see the magic in the air. And I feel like there's a lot of creativity around you. There's a lot of invention and optimism. There's a new sense of purpose here. And this can be your career or your love life. This can be passion. And I thought I seen the Passion card come out. Yeah, this could be a brand new beginning in love, or if you are closing the door to the past, maybe there is some sort of divorce or ending. There could be a passionate new beginning before something is even entirely wrapped up for you. Now, you have the second chance card, so perhaps you are wanting a second chance, love after loss, or, a new opportunity in career after a setback. This can also be nostalgia, maybe a reconciliation with someone of the past. This is a do-over, a review. Forgiveness is required here. I'm getting a better offer for some of you if there was rejection or denial in some form, or you were denied. You may be applying for a new position or going after, a new opportunity that it finally comes to you this time around. Maybe that love didn't work out because this is the soulmate that you're meant to be with. Maybe that job that you were denied from was for you to move in this direction, because sometimes we can't always see what goes on behind the scenes. Protection is redirecting us. And I'm also getting here a saying that I say often because they're highlighting better, better. They're giving me, you can become better or bitter. And I do get that some of you may have sat in some sort of bitterness or resentment. I mean, that could also be, I thought we have the Five of Wands here. So perhaps it was competition. The Five of Wands can be about competitiveness or criticism. I'm also getting chastised. Some of you may have chastised yourself or criticized your own self. And that may have been, that may have been part of what had held you back in the past. And maybe that's why the Choice card is showing up, Cancer, saying, don't believe those lies, those illusions that the moon brings in. This is really going below the surface. It's getting to, that iceberg. So the Titanic doesn't go in and hit it. It's seeing it a mile ahead. And maybe that's why you have the red flags and the green flag. And I feel like this is a flag that you're being guided to look at. But if you address it now, you actually open yourself up to a lot more opportunities because you're not going to hit something head on because you're aware of it before it happens. So maybe it's self-sabotage. Maybe it's a limiting belief or a fear, some sort of illusion or a lie that just doesn't help you. Okay. It's the moon for a reason. Something is being shadowed here. And I feel like you gaining a little more clarity and allowing yourself to become better and to open up to these new opportunities by making a new choice this time around to step off of that revolving door, that pattern. There's going to be some sort of communication or news coming in. This could be incoming news, an important announcement. Some of you, I'm getting, you're making it official, whatever that may mean. Maybe this is a title in a job. Some of you may pass a test or an exam. Maybe this is a relationship. Yeah, making it official. I'm hearing that loud and clear. Something is official. Maybe your name is now on a loan, or you now own this home, or this is your business. Like something is official. Maybe you're getting reinstated in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what that means for you, but I feel like it's a go, like it's a done deal. There's a green flag here, green light. This could also be pertaining to maybe travel or visa, or the trip is here, or we're going all the way, because you have timing, and look at, you have strength showing up again. You have it at the bottom of the deck. You have it at the bottom of the deck. So some of you Cancerians, you do have very strong Leo placements, or you are a Leo cusper. Okay, or you are dealing with a Leo, excuse me, or you're just holding the characteristics here of this strength energy. And this has really gotten you through those hard times is what I'm picking up on, because the strength and the timing card is, overcoming hard times, but it's like the time is now. You've been in a little bit of a waiting period, or you've been in this moon energy for a little while. Maybe uncertainty, maybe back and forth with the choices. This can be a little bit of ambiguity or even indecisiveness around a situation. Should I give someone a second chance? Should I retire? Should I buy a home? Should I, the should I's that we tend to should all over ourselves, as I say. But this is a time of, I feel like the time is now, or it is coming in real soon for you, because there's another trip around the sun and you want to do things differently this time around. So you've been in a little bit of a waiting period. This has allowed you to maybe plan and schedule and try to, work on patience. But because your outcome energy is the Ace of Wands, this is going to come in here quickly for you, but you're going to be prepared. You're going to be ready. There's nothing that you cannot overcome. You will persevere, Cancer. This is stronger than you think energy. This is, overcoming any obstacles. Some of you, it's feeling better, more vitality. It is gaining your strength back. There may have been an illness here, or maybe you just didn't feel up to par in some way, shape, or form. Okay, because it does talk about fitness. Some of you may even be getting in shape, or maybe you're working on your image, your body image, your self-image, your business. It's almost like I feel that there's more motivation coming in for you. You feel more inspired to go after what you want. You're more inspired to take that fiery action and to make choices that are going to allow you to say yes to these opportunities. And I feel like you are the one manifesting these opportunities. Could be money. We see the money here. Could be travel. We have the globe. Yeah, it could be starting a new chapter in your book, a book of life. Maybe this is actually a physical book. Now, we have the strength card, the timing, and then we have teamwork. Teamwork makes that dream work. And because we have this 10 of Pentacles showing up, Cancer, this is beautiful. There is something here with support, group efforts, legacy. It is co-creating team projects, things coming together, but also maybe having a helping hand with family or in work and career. This is really beautiful energy. Yeah, you've had to be strong. You've had to hold, I'm getting holding something together. Maybe you've held yourself together, but look at this. You have divine guidance here. This is prayers being answered, miracles, right? Angelic support and spiritual strength as well. So not only do you have the strength coming up twice, you have spiritual strength. So things are looking good, but you may roll into June feeling a little bit of those fears, because sometimes the moon can bring in fears, right? False evidence appearing real. But the good news is I feel like towards mid to end of June, maybe even prior, you're really getting clear on what those red flags are for you and how to move past them, how to move through them, to turn them into green lights. So when you're rolling forward in your chariot, right, you don't have to stop at every light and it feels like delays, right? One after another, you start to speed up and then it feels like you're getting set back here. It's more of being in the right energy and hitting those green lights. You've all drove down the road at some point or another, and it just feels good when you're hitting all the green lights. Things go smooth. You're just smooth sailing. That's what I feel is showing up for you here, or it will. Now, there is an opportunity for growth with the Page of Cups showing up here. This Page of Cups is news. There's going to be some sort of message that shows up that does bring you happiness or warms your heart. Yeah, warms your heart here because you've dealt with some loss. It actually could be a wish. You have the wish card, 9 of Cups. And if there has been some maybe arguing or conflict with this 5 of Wands, it's in reverse. If there's been lack of leadership, someone had a different opinion, maybe there was a lot of obstacles, you had to jump through some hoops is what I'm getting. Yeah, jump through some hoops. You're going to receive a new communication or incoming news that actually allows you to take something from the obstacle phase to the make it happen phase, from the red light to the green light here. This is inspiration. This is creativity. This is, what do you want to paint on your canvas? You can see that he's holding a lot of paints, or she, doesn't matter. She's holding her cup. The cup is full of inspiration. It's brimming. And I feel like whatever you want to manifest, whatever you want to create, Spirit is saying, that is what is showing up for you here. This could be a love offer coming in for some of you. Excuse me. This could be the beginning of a relationship. It can be playfulness. This can be children as well. Some of you grandchildren, your own children. Someone could be picnicking. I'm seeing here park. the smelling of food cooking on maybe a barbecue. This is getting together with loved ones. It could be a class reunion, school reunion. I see kids running around here, birthday parties, celebrations. So there is going to be a lot of happiness, and someone could be sharing news at a larger event. Someone may meet someone new at a larger event that could be pivotal on their journey. Yeah, Five of Wands showing up here says that there's been criticism, self-criticism, or other people, because you do see other people. Maybe someone has criticized your lifestyle, criticized how you live your life, how you take care of your children, what you wear, what you drive, right? You're always going to come up with someone's POV, their point of view, because perception is different for each and every one of us. It's like a thumbprint. And I feel like you're telling yourself, I can collaborate and work with an energy, or I just don't mesh. And if I don't mesh, I don't have to keep putting myself in that pattern of repeat, right? If you've tried all that you can do. Now, of course, perhaps you are the common denominator. I mean, that's something we must take responsibility and accountability on. Are we the common denominator when it comes to this repeat pattern? Because a lot of times we are, or sometimes we are. And I feel like if there's someone else in the mix and they've caused a lot of conflict, you may be choosing to move in a new direction because it's not something that you want to partake in. So take that as it resonates. But I feel like you making some new choices here and getting out of some sort of illusion or deep emotional shadows is actually going to allow you to have this second chance here. Now, Cancer, we have 9 of Cups. This is the card of emotional fulfillment. The 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, feeling good, feeling the abundance growing within. It's happiness, success, achievement. It's a sense of completion. So I feel like you have completed a cycle where that may be why you have these choices coming in to say, okay, I want to take something to the next level. Maybe you've hit a glass ceiling in a job or in a relationship. Something is ready to feel more fulfilled. Like I fulfilled this area, right? Maybe you've written, half of a book. And you're like, okay, this feels really good. I'm ready to move on to the next half. Here's my plot. Here's the climax. I feel really good. How do I want to roll this out in this new area? Or I've been with this person for quite some time. How do we take a step in a new direction and grow and evolve? Or it's something like that in an area of your life, because I see with the Page of Cups, there is an opportunity here for growth in a new direction, because something has become a little bit entangled, maybe even a little bit stagnant, or, it's starting to cause a little bit of friction or conflict, because as they say, this is showing up here. And I don't know if this is you or if it's a group that you're around, but I've heard this saying before: if you are the smartest person in the room, then you're in the wrong room, right? It's like you are who you hang with. And if you're in a group or an energy where people are not growing, they're not evolving, or they don't want to shift or change things, I feel like you are wanting to break out of that mold or break out of that cycle here. And something is completed for you, or you're ready to take it to the next level is what I get. That's why you have second chance right above wish fulfillment. You have 10 of Pentacles here. This may have to do with family, ancestral healing. This could be financial freedom from debt. It can be retirement. It can be marriage and commitment. It could be long-term career, right? But it's family traditions as well, family dynamics. It is most people's wish fulfillment in the material world. It's having it all, right? Whatever it all means for you. Most of the time it's family, support, money, the home, being able to have the things that you need and the things that you want. It's the card of privilege. And I feel for some of you, you are going to see evidence of something manifesting in your world that has to do with the 10 of Pentacles. And maybe it's a lot more than just one of those things, right? It could be the job and the family, or meeting someone through, an avenue. I feel like you're starting to see the pieces come together. after just grabbing little bits and pieces of it, trying to compile it into something bigger. New beginning showing up here with the Ace of Wands. And this Ace of Wands is all about a creative new beginning. Excuse me. There is something here around imagination running wild, but also grabbing what you've imagined and maybe even started to not necessarily believe because of the moon here. There may have been some illusions that got in the way, or you didn't believe something was possible because you were working on maybe self-discipline or your shadows, or not sabotaging something with the Strength card showing up a couple of times. And that may be part of the choice here, is to bring in an ending to an old to make way for a new beginning. Like, in order to have this, I have to let go of that illusion, that fear, that story that I told myself that, yeah, maybe I wasn't good enough, or I wouldn't be able to, I can't manifest love, or I'll never have that, that beach home, or whatever it may be for you. I'll never be able to travel, or I'll have to, work into my 80s or 90s, whatever it may be. I feel like there is more inspiration coming in here for you, Cancer. This is pushing through, or not necessarily pushing through, allowing yourself to rest when you feel burnt out or feel creatively like you're blocked or you don't have enough vitality. There's something you're addressing. And I keep getting that Titanic. Maybe some of you just watched the Titanic, or it could definitely be symbology for you addressing, a bigger concern. So when it does, or if it does show up, you're able to flow through it with flying colors. Like, you're able to hit that green light. And even though you may be hovering over the brake, you're not going to have to hit that brake because the light's not going to turn yellow or red. It's going to stay green. And that's kind of what I see here for you. Let's get some clarifying cards. I just want to take a peek at this moon because I feel like there are some shadows and I'm not quite sure if you're aware. I feel like you are aware. That's why you have the choice card. But let's take a look. Why is the shadow here, or the moon? What are these illusions or fears or maybe deep-seated emotions for Cancer? Why is the moon here? There's the truth. Yeah, this is breaking through. It's the card of breakthrough. It's clearing up any sort of miscommunication or indecisiveness, ambiguity. If you've been going back and forth here with a choice, something is being made clear to you. And I feel like it could even be the first week of June. Okay. Ace of Voices is the Ace of Swords. It could be, within 1 week, or the first week of June could be very significant where you're pushing through these fears. That can even be when some important communication takes place. Now, Cancer, Gemini season is about communication, and I am getting here new understanding. There is a new sense of, an action plan coming in here. You're putting something to action, and it's leading you towards a wish fulfillment. This is beautiful. Spirit, can we take a sneak peek at let's look at the Five of Wands. Why is the Five of Wands here for Cancer, please? Okay, I'm hearing like 2 names make up one. So this could be like Jim Bob, for example. Jim could be a name, Bob could be a name, but they're combined together. So maybe like Claire. Okay, maybe some of you, your name is Claire. I don't know where that was going. It just came up quickly, but it's almost as if 2 regular names come together. Anna and Belle, like Annabelle, okay? So some of you have 2 names in one. Take that as it resonates. Why do we have the Five of Wands? Or maybe you're dealing with someone who's a little bit bothersome. They have 2 names that make up their whole name, or one name. What do we have here? 4, Five of Wands. Why is the Five of Wands here for Cancer? The King of Materials. It has to do with your stability. This is the King of Pence. Okay. It has to do possibly with someone being unprofessional. Okay. So yeah, someone acting out of line, acting out of turn. It almost reminds me, when you were in the the drinking fountain line in elementary school, and you're lined up to get a drink or maybe a chocolate milk or a white milk, and you're excited, and then some kid comes along and cuts in line and you get real mad, like, oh, that's going to be, one kid closer to getting their drink when I've been waiting patiently. I almost feel that way for you. So some of you could be dealing with immature energy, or people who cut in, like try to take credit or try to take a shortcut where you've been trying to do the work. Yeah, I don't love that. I mean, there's no shortcuts. That person, at some point, they're going to have to go back to the end of the line. May not be that time, but at one point, their name's going to get called last, right? So I feel like the king of materials showing up with this. Someone's dominant, materialistic, or seeking status. They may be very money hungry here, and that may have caused some conflict. But that's why you have a second chance coming in. A second chance to rebuild a sense of stability that feels more aligned with your passions, your goals, your desires. It is a fiery spiritual energy, this Ace of Wands. And I feel like there is a new path towards your stability coming in here. Beautiful. Because it's leading to a wish. Spirit, tell me about this wish. Okay, they're saying 9 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles is the wish. So let's clarify. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment with the 10 of Pence. Spirit, tell me about the wish fulfillment, 10 of Pence. Maybe something long-term, legacy. The Lovers. Yeah, for some of you, this is marriage. This is soulmate. This is a love for what you do in your career that could take you into retirement. I mean, the Lovers is also choice. So, wow, boy, oh boy, Cancer, do you have some decisions to make this month? And I feel like, what would love do, right? That's what I want you to ask yourself during the times of these change. I mean, yes, we can think logically, but ultimately, what do you love? What would love do in this situation? What would self-love do? Okay, because this is about you as well. And even though there's 2 people here in the Lovers, what does my heart want? Does this bring me happiness? Does this fill my cup? Those are the questions I want you to ask yourself in the month of June. Is this long-term as well? Or not even just is this long-term? I feel like there is an energy here of staying present, because I feel like it will be long-term, but there is a key element of staying focused, staying present, staying in the now. Because that's going to bring in, an energy of happiness and support and abundance, is that sun energy. Let's clarify Ace of Wands, new beginnings. Ace of Wands, what do we have? I feel like there's been hardship. It wouldn't surprise me to see a hard card showing up, or more of a, not a hard card, but more of a, you've been through something. Because I feel like there is a new beginning after maybe some sort of ending. Or an illusion. Maybe you thought, yeah, it can be there's the Strength again. Now we're seeing it in 3 different decks. There's something big here. 4 of Wands. This is celebratory as well. Finally coming to the end of a cycle that you're able to celebrate here. Strength card, you've come a long way. There's that Chariot. You're going to be coasting here, hitting those green lights, right? There's that hard card. 9 of Swords. Out of all the cards, in tarot, this is the one I really don't like to be stuck in, because we can spiral. When we get in that 9 of Swords, it can be anxiety, obsessive thoughts. It's when we allow our thoughts to master and control us, right? And that's what I've been so focused on replaying out and telling over and over in all the readings, specifically in the month of June. So there may be something collectively or globally coming in where it's saying we need to get a grip on our own thoughts, where we focus our attention, training it like a muscle. Our brain is like a muscle. We got to condition it daily and daily and daily. Make that conscious choice over and over and over. Otherwise, our thoughts control us. And that's the 9 of Swords. So this is what you are, I feel, completing up this cycle and choosing each and every day to get to this King of Cups. King of Cups is emotional intelligence, but it's also about, rising above and not letting the mind talk you out of what your heart truly wants. That's what's leading you to this Ace of Wands. This is really beautiful. Four of Swords. There's been some deep healing taking place here, but you're ready to put something to rest and you're ready to really embrace happiness and abundance here. So let's look at career, money, wealth. Rising above money issues, Cancer. This can be, I just heard legality. Okay, I don't even see anything with legal system in your reading whatsoever. But I just heard legality. Some of you may be going through a legal situation, or there may have been divorce in the past. Now, this is my Aquarian energy. This is also business taking off. I feel like this does have to do with divine intervention in some way, shape, or form. This is spiritual work. It's life purpose. It is mission. So Cancer, whatever you're doing in your career or whatever direction you are moving in with that Chariot, because I certainly see some choices being made here when it comes to career, finances, or money. This is about you being spiritually guided to move forward and to be of service, to maybe help uplift the vibration of the planet, to help heal others. Some of you have this personal calling, but you may have felt like you were wearing a false mask or you weren't able to be your authentic self because maybe you had to be in that stepping stone job, right? The job that paid the bills, or in that position with maybe dominant, hungry people, or whatever it may be. I do feel like someone wasn't being ethical, or someone may not have been honest. Okay, this can be honest with oneself, or you may have been dealing with someone who was just, not who they presented themselves to be. Now, this can also be saving pennies. It can be secret stash, theft. Some of you, this has to do with acting or, being in the spotlight, the public eye. This can be assistance, executive assistant. This can be administrative tasks, administrative assistant. It can also be the unknown, right? And that may be why we have the moon. Like, you have these spiritual gifts, you have these talents, but you're not quite sure how to tap into them. This is also about hidden potential. And for those of you that have been really aligning with your spiritual path, it wouldn't surprise me for your spiritual gifts to really increase. And you may at times second guess them. Right? You may say, did I really just get a piece of psychic information? Why, yes, you did. Don't try to trick yourself out of it and say, no, that was just my imagination, because imagination is part of intuition. I'm just going to put that out there. Imagination is part of intuition because it is part of the ether. It's part of the magic that we tap into. That is part of this Page of Cups. Right? It's the second guessing that really causes us to sabotage our own imagination and intuition, right? It's us telling ourselves we're not really psychic. We can't be, right? That's not us. We don't see things the way that psychic does or that reader does. That means we're not good enough, or I'm not good enough. I don't have that same gift. So that means my gift isn't, good enough, right? We tend to do that to ourselves. We can be our own worst critic. And Spirit is saying enough with that. You are authentic. You are unique. You have gifts that you've come here to not hide, not to dim, right? But to really show up in some way, shape, or form. And so for those of you that have held back based out of fear or judgment, criticism, not being good enough, competition, whatever it may be, maybe you were told that you're not gifted. That is the furthest lie you could have ever heard, furthest from the truth, because you are. The nugget is about valuable information. It is about getting honest with yourself, getting honest about a situation. Is this for you? Is this the type of group, the type of relationship, the type of dynamic that you want to be in? If you are not living the life that you want to manifest, there may be a part of you that doesn't believe it's possible. And that could be hindering your growth, hindering your success. There's a fresh start here available, Cancer, with your name written all over it. This is career building. It is, an increase. It's taking the small steps. Like Lao Tzu says, the journey of 1,000 miles, begins with a single step. So sometimes we focus so long and hard on that huge leap, right? We don't want to take a little step, right? But those little steps are what adds up. Those little habits that you form daily is what creates that bigger outcome. Maybe it's choosing to cut out, caffeine daily. It's choosing to meditate for 10 minutes daily. It's choosing to exercise for 15 minutes daily. Those little steps add up to something quite big, quite significant. Putting $10 away into your savings, right? It's going to add up here. And that's kind of what I feel here for you. Whatever changes you're making, don't not acknowledge the power of the small steps. Let's take a look at love. We have passion in the air for some of you. Ooh, yeah. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. We have the Ace of Wands. Woo, there could be some chemistry here between you and another. Some sort of lips locking, right? There could be some passion in or out of the bedroom. This can also be you connecting to someone on a spiritual level. It doesn't have to do with anything even, sexual. I mean, it can be, but it's more of that spiritual energy with that Ace of Wands. It can be passion from a Kundalini type of energy, creativity, someone, helping you feel inspired, you helping them, inspiring each other to be the best versions of who you can be together, right? And this is saying you are lovable. You deserve love. So Cancer, you may have questioned your worthiness or your ability to be loved or to love others. And Spirit is saying it's safe for you. It is safe. You are protected. Your heart is protected in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't mean that you're never, ever going to feel pain or get hurt. But Spirit is saying it is safe for you to open your heart to give and receive the energy, the highest energy of all, because it's part of your human experience. And that's what I feel is the safe piece. Safe doesn't necessarily mean that you're never going to go through a challenge, but it means you must trust. With that trust brings safety, and it allows you to fully open yourself up to something and not attach it to some sort of expectation. Okay, there could be 10 of Pentacles. I mean, someone could be having a new beginning that does lead to long-term growth. Someone could be coming out of a commitment or out of a marriage, and they're rolling passionately into maybe a new beginning, okay? Someone could be, with the Lover's energy showing up, I just see love, marriage, union, connection, retreat. Maybe you are disconnecting here from the world. Maybe you're going on a honeymoon, a second honeymoon, or things feel a lot smoother, green flags moving along instead of some sort of resistance showing up here for you. Now, last but not least, we do have the Sword. So this can be cutting through things as well with that Sword. I mean, we do have Gemini energy as mentioned for a big part of June. Let's take a look at the Sword. I do feel if for those of you that have had a little bit of miscommunication, you're cutting through that here. I also see with the Strength, this is showing yourself or maybe another compassion, kindness, seeing through maybe someone's flaws or maybe someone loving you despite your flaws. You are perfectly imperfect here, Cancer. And maybe some of you feel unlovable. If someone sees this part of me, right? This side of me, kind of like the two faces in Gemini energy, right? This is someone seeing a certain side and Spirit saying you are free to be all of you. Don't hide this piece out of fear of judgment or fear that someone is going to, reject you, because rejection could be a big thing that you've struggled with. This is the blade. It's the weapon. It's the knife. To use the sword is to decide. We have choices. We have Lover's energy. This is something about a decision showing up here. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. And that's what I said with the timing, right? You have been indecisive or ambiguous or going back and forth. You weren't quite sure. The time is coming in because you hold this sword in your hands. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. That's that Strength card showing up 3 times in your reading. It takes strength. It takes courage to be able to be compassionate. Strength is the embodiment of compassion and responsibility. It says, our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourself. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. Wow. Ooh. And I got goosebumps here as well. But isn't that the truth? One of the most difficult life lessons, and this is part of my own soul's growth, and I see this in so many clients and so many of you that comment as well. Letting go can be one of the most difficult, challenging of human experiences to have here on earth, because we attach ourselves, right? That's the devil energy coming in. The devil is part of our human existence. There is no going without the devil, right? It's going to show up. But what do we attach ourselves to? And when is it time to break free? And when can we make that decision? Because we have free will. Right? So there is something here you are being called to maybe detach from or cut out, even if it is hard to do, right? But it's actually going to lead you towards a new experience of the heart, Cancer. Now, contemplate the Buddhist philosophy of the first and second arrow. Swing the sword once with precision and commitment. More than that will be painful for everyone involved. And remember that revolving door that we talked about a few times, maybe breaking a pattern? I thought we talked about that. If not, I feel like this is about you making a choice to not go back and relive something or rehash something of the past. It says here, boundary making, prioritizing, and clarifying are all gestures made possible by the sword. The sword is a metaphor for the pen and the brush. The artist's fierce and graceful tools. We see that here with the Page of Cups. We see the brush, right? So there is a metaphor for the pen and the brush, the artist's fierce and graceful tools. That's that Ace of Wands. We have the tools here to create a new beginning, but we have to cut something out or get clear on what it is that we truly want. And that may be a challenge with the moon here showing up, because that can cast an illusion. And sometimes that strength here can, if anything, can overcome the devil or the illusion or, whatever it may be that holds us back. It's the strength, and you have it 3 times. Okay. So this also says cutting through to what is essential. That's what's required. When it's showing up in the reverse, for those of you that still feel indecisive, there's still a choice to make. That can feel hasty. It can feel dull and painful, like a blade, a slow, sharp blade, right? It can also be backstabbing, which I was picking up a little bit of that 10 of Swords. If you want to go deeper in this, Marina Abramovic's Rhythm series, and then also Judith's Beheading Holofernes. Okay, I mean, you can look that up if you want to go further with the sword. But this is, the cut here, the separation. And there is a journey of oneself showing up here, Cancer. And I feel like this journey is going to be even more spiritual, more defined with the Ace of Wands showing up. It's part of your path. So whatever you're resisting, whatever second chance that you want, you must cut out the old to allow yourself to turn the page in this chapter. And we also see a pen, and we also see more tools showing up. So it does kind of coincide with what the sword represents for you. So we also see light and dark. We see sun and moon. We see the shadow. We see the light. That's the strength card as well. There is this sense of polarity. There always has, always will be here on earth. And it's up to you to decide. We have that beauty of free will, right? You can stay, you can become bitter, or you can become better. And that's what we said here with the second chance. And because we have some sort of wish manifesting here, you're going to choose to take this path to become better It's part of your soul experience. It's part of your human experience. And I feel like you are moving forward in the direction that's in your highest good. That is what I have for you, Cancer. I hope that was helpful. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and happy birthday to all of you Cancerians out there. Thank you so very much for tuning in. If you want to sign up for the free reading giveaway or sign up for a personal reading, you can find all of that information at intuitivesoulcoach.com. Lots of love, Cancer.